All right, you guys, what is going on? This your boy Town Biz. First of all, I'm glad that Carmelo Anthony is home so he can be with his family. So basically, he can fight this case. Basically, a judge thought that the bail was way too high, and she lowered it to around $230,000. So he was able to make bail. Keep in mind, they raised like over 300,000 for his defense. Look like is close to four, and if they need donations, I will continue to donate to help him fight this case. Now, of course, a certain group of people are mad. You know who I'm talking about, the pink people, and a couple of and a couple of Sambos and bed winches, and who basically trying to get on the good side of these white supremacists. And people are talking about a country is divided. No, we're not divided. I know exactly what side I'm on. I'm team Anthony all the way. Once again, until the facts come out, until this guy gets to court, until everything comes out, then at the end of the day, I'm still riding with him. Because based off the fact that the judge lowered the bail, it seems to be something there. And listening to the twin, and the twin of the brother that got taken out, I'm gonna say this once again: it's a unfortunate situation. My heart goes out to y'all, but at the same time, fair is fair. I don't want to hear this stuff about race. Doesn't have anything to do with. Of course, it does. Can we stop playing these games? Can we please stop playing this game that race doesn't play a part in these type of things? This man was demonized, criminalized before the facts came out, before we heard anything. They already had convicted him in a court of public opinion. I've been listening to various channels speaking on this, lawyers and everything. Conservatives saying that he has a shot. And then there is a witness that came forward and said, hey, that the twins tried to jump him. And they're saying that this actually wasn't on school property. If this was actually not on school property, he has every right to carry a weapon. Once again, Texas is a open carry state. The funny thing is they talking about him, carrying a weapon, but then there's pictures of those two guys holding up automatic weapons. And it's just the symbolism of that. Now, keep in mind, this is what they did to Trayvon Martin. They brought up pictures of him, holding with a joint or something, or a blunt or something in his mouth. And they put him on trial, and he was actually the victim. And I'm glad that he ignored them. He didn't say nothing to the press. I'm going to say this right now. My channel is out there. Anybody that's related to Carmelo Anthony, friend, family member who would like to talk to me, if you get permission from the Anthony family themselves, you are more than welcome to come on my platform and talk. Because at the end of the day, we changing the narrative. What's going on is that, the pink people are mad because we stood in unison and we raised the money, to help get him freed. So there's something there. First of all, he's being overcharged. Okay. To say that he went to an event with the intent to hurt somebody, like I said before, he's not old enough to own a weapon. He's 17. He can't own a firearm. He's not old enough. He has to be 21 in the state of Texas to own a firearm, but he can carry a knife. So they're trying to make it look like, well, what was he doing with a knife? Well, what was those two brothers doing, taking pictures holding semi-automatic weapons or automatic weapons? They love to try to play these games, and I get sick of it. I'm just keeping it a buck. Like I said before, I'm playing this by ear, because my thing is, why is it okay for the white people to raise money for their guys or for their women, but then when it comes to us, all of a sudden it comes into question? They raise money for Amber Geiger, they raise money for George Zimmerman, they raise money for Kyle Rittenhouse, they raise money for Daniel Penny. But when we do it, it's a problem. Oh, I'm outraged. How could you do something like this? Like I said, at least he stood toe to toe with his, with the people. He, at least he stood toe to toe, looked them in the face. He gave them fair warning. Daniel Penny snuck up on Jordan Neely, snuck up on him, put him in the chokehold until he died, and then claimed it was self-defense. How could it be self-defense when you snuck up on somebody? But then he got away with it. At the end of the day, why couldn't you choke him till he was subdued and then let him go? They lucky I wasn't there. Yeah, I hate to say that. Cut his hair, wear suits. Matt, like I said, I hate to say this, he need to cut his hair. Even though that's stupid, because Texas got some law about that too. He need to cut his hair. Here's the thing: this young man was working like 2 jobs. He worked at Foot Locker. And see, people been quiet when I put out that information that he saved a white person's life. They've been real quiet. They've been real quiet. And then, of course, you had the co-opers, the usual suspects. My thing is, I want to say salute to all the black people that pitched in, and there were some people who weren't black that pitched in money. Shout out to everybody, but in particularly shout out to us. Like I said, why we got to feel guilty? Nobody, like I said, nobody made the people that raised money for Kyle Rittenhouse. He got over $1 million raised for him. And y'all sitting up here tripping off 400 grand? Really? They just mad because they scared. So of course, what they gonna do? They gonna try every shaming tactic. They gonna try to put every spin on this as they could. But I'm gonna say this: you can't make me feel guilty. I'm gonna donate more money. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look and see if the is the GoFundMe still up. I'm finna donate some more money. I ain't gonna say how much, but I'm gonna donate some more money. I ain't got, like I said, I ain't got to explain myself to nobody, especially them. We are. We working overtime. We, like I said, we ain't got to explain ourselves. People saying, "Oh, I can't believe people gave him money." So don't worry about it. Why are you pocket watching me? Why are you pocket watching the people that gave money? Once again, black people, we don't have to explain ourselves to the pink people. And to the people that ain't black, this ain't none of your business. This ain't your fight. So butt out. This don't have nothing to do with you. This has not a damn thing to do with you. This is our fight. This is our battle. So, like DMX said, if your ass ain't black, stay out of this. Yeah, I said it. I mean it. I stand on it 100%. This don't have nothing to do with y'all. But then y'all the same ones when something happened to yo, oh, we need the black people to help us. We're all one. We're no. Then I go on various different channels. I see the same people that say that they love black people talking crazy about black people. At the minimum, worst case scenario, he should be charged with manslaughter. But first degree, you have to understand, first degree is like you came in there with the intent. And that's real talk. I'm going to say this again. I got friends that's from Texas. I got family that's from Texas. I done reached out to them. They said they said what I've been saying. They said Texas is an open carry state. It is a mutual combat state. I'm gonna play the audio of the witness that was there, because he's saying that they wasn't no school property. My thing is with those twins, you're not security. Why did it matter to you whether he was sitting there or not? And plus, it was raining. Why do you care? Why did you single him out? And why did you call yourself trying to move him? Now, for what I've been told, when this case gets all sorted out, they're gonna find witnesses. Because I'm telling you, they're gonna look on the internet and they're gonna see if there's something that they can find. That gun post is gonna help a lot that they can't get rid of. That's gonna help a lot, because people been saying that those dudes had a reputation for being bullies. Now, keep in mind, they're saying that Carmelo Anthony stands between 5'7" and maybe 5'9". They saying that those twins were like 6'1", 6'2". So once again, if it turned, and then when the brother was talking, I could just tell that he was leaving out stuff. I could tell he was leaving. I could tell he wasn't telling the whole story. I could tell that he was leaving out something about, and then the media, they did their typical, they made it look like they just said, "Excuse me, would you mind moving?" Once again, I say this on a regular basis. If you have it, once again, why didn't they let security, if they were so bothered, why didn't they let security handle it? Why didn't they go get security? Why take matters into your own hands? Now, keep in mind, George Zimmerman's defense, he was told not to approach. He was told not to approach Trayvon Martin, and they disregarded that 911 call when they got to court. They disregarded. He was told. The audio said, "Hey, sir, don't go over there and approach him." Oh, and by the way, fuck Eddie Griffin too, because I seen him cooning it up on his channel. So, at the end of the day, bro, you a sucker for that. You a sucker for that. I just gotta say that. George Zimmerman was told, "Hey, don't approach him. Don't approach him." He approached him anyway. He got beat. He was the aggressor. He was the aggressor. He shot Trayvon Martin, killed him, but then he got off claiming self-defense when he was told, when he instigated the whole situation. So why can't that work for Carmelo Anthony? If they were the aggressors and they approached him and he told them to leave him alone. Once again, why did you care whether he was sitting in that tent or not? I'm pretty sure that they have people standing outside. I'm pretty sure that they got people standing outside the house with weapons. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that that's been taken care of. I'm pretty sure. And if you're listening to this video, once again, if you know the family, my platform is welcome to the Anthony family, because I would love to hear your side of the story. And at the end of the day, I would like to give y'all a fair platform, because we already know what's happening. They trying to pull that typical, he's a thug, he's this, he's that. First of all, he was a 4.0 student. He was on the honor roll. Until this happened, they said he had a great reputation. He was working 2 jobs. He worked at Foot Locker. So all this stuff about he was a trap boy and all that stuff. See, they can't play that card. See, they leaving out a lot of information. They leaving out a lot of information. This whole thing about the tent, he went under the tent because it was raining and he was on his phone. And I'm gonna say once again, why did those 2 twins single him out? Once again, why did they care? Why did you care whether he was sitting there or not? It's not your tent. I'm gonna play the audio of what a witness said who was actually there. Yeah, he was an honor roll student. This dude was on point. He came from what I've been told. His family, he has a 2-parent household, and that's good to hear. This dude was going to college. He had scholarships. He ran track. Once again, why did the Metcalf brothers just find it? Why were they so triggered by him sitting there? Why did they care? See, that's the question that's going to come into hand because they're going to all have to testify. They're going to ask them, they're going to say, well, why did you care? Was it your tent? Why did you try to play security? If you were so bothered, and technically nobody with security told him he had to leave. At the end of the day, as far as what happened to him throwing the weapon away and panicking and all that kind of stuff, that happens. That's typical. He's a kid. He doesn't probably understand the law and look up the law because it was a incident. Y'all got to be careful. The media is trying to scrub those pictures. I got the picture. Of the Metcalf brothers holding those automatic weapons. Because in Texas is not California. Like almost every type of weapon is outlawed in California. There is no weapon that's outlawed in Texas. It's an open carry state. You can carry a gun in your pocket without a permit. You can go in the grocery store. And then another thing another thing that have to come into play once again. All this stuff about a fake no weapon zone and all that stuff. How many times you didn't heard about kids bringing weapons to school? People bring weapons to school. People been bringing weapons to school forever. So this is nothing out of the ordinary. They trying to make it look like something that he did is just out of the ordinary. Oh, he had a knife. Why he had a knife? Because everybody out there got guns. That's why. He's not old enough to own a firearm. That's why. Once again, they're trying to play mind games with you. All this stuff is common knowledge. You can look it up. I looked up Texas bylaws. It says clearly, if you feel that a person is jeopardizing your safety, you can use up to lethal force. If you feel that this person is an imminent threat. See, they're not telling you this because what the media's job is to do is to demonize Carmelo Anthony, make him look like he just some unruly nigga that lived by his own rules, that did what he wanted to do, that was in and out of juvenile hall. First of all, he's a first-time offender. He didn't have any priors. So once again, his bail shouldn't have been no damn $1 million. Now, of course, now let me tell you what else they trying to do. Now, the judge that happened to lower the bail is a black woman. So they're accusing her of racial bias. But they didn't do that with Kyle Rittenhouse when basically they dropped the weapon charges. This man came from another state with a gun he wasn't even supposed to have that was legally purchased. And they dropped the charges against the dude that bought him the weapon. I know the judge. I forgot what was the judge name that resided over the Cal Rittenhouse case, but he was not black. But they didn't claim racial bias, but now they're claiming racial bias. No, it's just the judge. This is a judge that's been on the bench for like 23 years. She knows what she's doing. See, they always try to play that card with us. Bro, get off. Hey, block this dude. He block the dude named Rick. He's a troll. No, I'll block him myself. No, it was the two twins. They had witnesses that said they instigated the whole thing. Do your research. Do your research. They already have a witness that said that the twins provoked, instigated the whole thing. You're white, aren't you? But you about to go. Say goodbye. No, you don't get to say goodbye. Boom. That was easy. That was fun. Anybody else want to come here lying? You a damn lie. You are a damn lie. Hold on. I'm about to rinse you. Yeah, he sure is gone. He sure is. I mean, he came on here and told a bold. I mean, he came on here and told a bold face lie. But I'm gonna play the audio. I'm gonna play the audio. Y'all gonna have to watch stuff too. What they might try to do. Don't be surprised if don't be surprised if the prosecutors try to suppress witness testimony. They probably gonna try to harass the woman's life that Carmelo Anthony saved, and they may try to suppress testimony from the dude. So y'all have to watch that. Y'all have to watch that kind of stuff. Because I got a feeling they're gonna pull every tactic they can to try to, to try to have the upper hand in this case. But like I said before, I may come out to the Dallas area. I may come out there. But I gotta say this before I call it a night. We have to stick by this young man because he going through a traumatic experience. All this stuff about a country is divided and we divided. It divides us when it's not in your favor. All of a sudden, when all of a sudden when it's something you don't approve of, then you want to holler about, oh, we're divided. At the end of the day, no more making us feel guilty about supporting our own. I don't give a damn if you mad at that judge. That judge did what she was supposed to do because she was like, this bail is way too extensive. It's too high. Well, they got a black dude. I'm gonna play the audio. There's a black dude that said he was there. He saw the whole thing. He said that those two dudes instigated it. He said that they tried to jump him. I'm gonna play that audio. I'm gonna play that audio. Stick around. Well, yeah, I can tell you this much: brass knuckles are extremely dangerous. I can tell you right now. In California, if you get caught with some brass, like I said, I'm in California. Everything is illegal out here. If you get caught with some brass knuckles, you going to jail. You 6'4"? Oh wow. Yeah, it usually be like, nah, I can't say that. I can't say that. I went to Fremont High. I went to Fremont High in Oakland, California. Too Short went there. Yeah, Too Short went there. Gary Payton, he went to Skyline. Tom Hanks, he went to Skyline. Tony, they went to Castlemont, but I went to Fremont High. So Fremont, it wasn't nothing but black people and Mexicans at that high school. So so that's how it usually be. That's how it usually be. When you they when you decide to defeat, that's how it's always been. It's this thing with black men, in particularly black men, they just expect us to take it. They expect us to just tolerate whatever type of harassment is thrown our way. We're not supposed to defend ourselves. We're not supposed to say something. Somebody insults us. We just supposed to sit up there, not respond. Oh, turn the other cheek. Oh, don't say nothing. Don't stoop to their level. But everybody else get to stoop, jump, leap, spin around. But we the only ones that's told not to do nothing. Just take the disrespect, take the insults. Once again, that's a stigma they put on us, but everybody else is allowed to defend themselves. Everybody else is allowed to speak their mind except us. The mental suppression that they have, that they have, man, the mental suppression that they put on black man is just overwhelming. But a lot of us fall for it. But see, the thing is with me, um, I clap back. Everybody knows I clap back. I think that's how I made my waves around here. When I first got on here 10 years ago, like I said, my channel started off as just basically sports and boxing. And for some reason, I really did not see how bad racism was until I got on here. I knew it existed, but boy, I never knew how bad it was until I got on here. And all I would be doing was just talking boxing and talking sports. And people would just go out of their way to just say racist stuff for no reason. But of course, when I started to clap back, guess what? And I gave people fair warning. I said, all right. Now, when I start saying something back, I don't want to hear nothing. And then guess what happened? When I started saying stuff back, everybody wanted to play victim. Hey man, why you say stuff like that, man? That's not necessarily me, man. Hey man, why you saying this stuff, man? Why you making this about race when they were making it about race at first? We don't. I just want to say this to black men. We don't have to take it. We have a right to clap back. If we could spend, I mean, here's the thing. How come they don't say that when black men are at each other's throats or black people at each other's throats? Oh, you should ignore this person. Oh, you need to turn the other cheek. They only say that when it pertains to other people that don't have melanin in them. It ain't. I'm just saying this right now. No more free for alls. Nah, fuck that. Nah, no more free for alls. We clapping back and we ain't got to explain ourselves to nobody. So like I said, if you have donated money to this young man, I thank you. Once again, I'm gonna say this before I close out this video. Appreciate y'all being here. We don't owe nobody no explanation. Our new motto is no explanation. If I have to make t-shirts, matter of fact, you can make t-shirts saying we owe you no explanation. We do not have to explain ourselves and our motives to people anymore. No more being made to feel guilty. Well, here's the thing. Once again, I'm gonna say this though, bro. I see all type. I watch everything. You will be surprised what I watch on YouTube because I like to have a hand on everything. I like to like scope out a lot of different stuff. I see all type of videos where you got, you know, dudes training their kids how to shoot as young as 5. Once again, it's only a problem when we do it. Oh my gosh, she's too young. What is he doing putting a gun in a 5-year-old? But when they do it, it's not a problem. See, this is what you call being responsible. This is what you call teaching your kids safety and how to protect themselves in case an intruder come in. But when we do it, why is he teaching? You know, he's a bad father. She's a bad mother. Why is she teaching her kids how to use a gun? What? They always try to change the narrative. Well, see what they trying to do is they trying to pull that. Oh, everybody needs to, you know, everybody needs to be against Carmelo Anthony because I'm white and I say so. Nah, not no. I don't think so. I don't think so, buddy. You got the wrong guy. They always try to change the narrative. They always try to redefine something. Black dude teaches his kids how to shoot. All of a sudden, it's a safety concern. Oh, they want to call child protective service. White dude does it. See, this is what you call teach your kids how to be responsible gun owners. Yeah, okay. Not really. See, once again, how many times I got to explain this to you? Reports are coming out that this tent wasn't on school property. Wait till the video come out, man. Wait till the video come out. Just wait till the video come out. Well, first of all, if Daniel Penny can get off who snuck up on the dude, once again, Daniel Penny snuck up on the man. Oh, he was yelling and cussing at people, and he was threatening to hurt people. Dude, he was unarmed. He was unarmed. Jordan Neely was unarmed, and he was mentally challenged. People do that all the time. I'll walk by people all the time yelling out obscenities, saying all kind of crazy stuff. Unless I see an actual weapon, I don't pay them no mind. And like I said before, why didn't Jordan Neely, at least if he got choked out, why didn't he get choked out to at least to where he was subdued? You could choke somebody to they're subdued. But no, Daniel Penny continued to choke him until he was dead. And he snuck up behind him like a coward, and then he claimed self-defense. Kyle Rittenhouse took a weapon that he wasn't supposed to have in the first place, and he plowed down like 3 or 4 people. So, nah, I ain't trying to hear that, dude. Well, everybody mad at the judge. Nah, listen, man, I ain't trying to. I'm gonna play the video, man. They got witnesses that said that those Metcalf brothers started it. I'm gonna say this once again. Why were they so bothered by him sitting there? That's my thing. I used to go to a lot of sporting events, you know, when my sisters was in high school, when you know the homeboy was in high school. Most of those events have open seating. You know, my son, he played football, he played baseball. When I would go to his games, most of those games had open seating. What I think is gonna be the factor is when all this gets to court. They're gonna act like I said, at the very least, he shouldn't be charged with murder. Like I said, manslaughter, that's a different story, maybe. But we gonna see when all the facts come out. And at the end of the day, I'm still gonna ride. Hey, I'm still gonna ride with Carmelo Anthony. Because like I said before, Daniel Penny, he got the walk. He was in the wrong. Everybody called him a hero. The problem why people like us was mad is because Daniel Penny could have let him go, but he continued to choke him until he was dead. And to me, he murdered him. And like I said, he snuck up from behind like a coward. Well, I already know. I already know about they went to different schools. I got a funny, sneaky suspicion that I got a sneaky suspicion when this all comes out. I believe that them two guys had an encounter before. Now, if it picks up where they didn't had a previous encounter, then once again it could be a game changer. It depends on how it all depends on how this draws out. All I'm asking people to do is wait till the facts come out. Do not convict this young black man before the facts come out, like the media has already did. And then they expect black people to be just sitting there calm and collect when we see them do this on a regular basis. And like I said before, I still have a bad taste in my mouth. I still remember the Trayvon Martin thing. I remember what happened with Tamir Rice. I remember what happened with Doug Lewis, with Philantro Castillo. This just happens way too many times, and then people just expect us to just sit up there and just be like, oh, well. Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, Sonia Massey. All this happens way too often. And I've seen incidents where this has happened to people that ain't black, but at the same time, it just seems to be on a regular basis with us. I don't know if you saw that video that I put out like back in September. I just made 52, where basically that police came out of nowhere and just started harassing me, and I cussed him out like I should have. I believe that. Listen, man. I'm good at this. I wouldn't be surprised if they ran across each other at a mall or something and something happened, where they exchanged words or something. Now, whether they knew he was going to be there, that was probably maybe a coincidence. But I believe that they probably didn't have an encounter before. Like I said, it's all going to come out. It's all going to come out. I believe that they didn't have prior run-ins. Listen, that's why I'm saying we need to sit back and wait before we just sit up there and say, oh, well, he just, because they just made it look like he just walked up to him. Excuse me, sir. Would you mind moving? Because, and he just went full-fledged, and this, no. So like I said before, they are witnesses. Les, we got to see how this is going to play out. But anyway, appreciate y'all being here, man. We going to continue this discussion. This your boy Town. I'm out.